This is for all you parents out there, parents and educators, teachers, people who have gone through the teacher training system, people who want to be teachers. What do you want most of all? You want to bring up the most beautiful, well-rounded, spirit-true children that you can. I have the same aim. I had the same aim. Allowing your children to unfold from their divine blueprint, that which God, Source, Prime Creator, gave them. And why do you want them to be connected to that inner source? Because, of course, as you know, it is their source of guidance through life. Knowing what is good, what is not, what is right, what is true. Feeling and holding true to that. I know you are afraid. I am. And then I have to counteract it with knowing and hope. But what are we afraid of? We are afraid that these huge numbers of influence, the layers and layers being pushed, packed onto our children, are going to affect them. Every day, they have to do battle with them. There's the electromagnetic frequency radiation from almost everything around us. There is the agenda, indoctrination policy being pushed at us through any kind of institution, from nursery all the way through to university. There is the media, used in every single possible way to influence, indoctrinate, make normal things such as Satanism, darkness, overt sexuality, selling your body cheap, abandoning your divinity, your sense of self-worth, self-esteem, truth. All of these things are being decimated, eroded in every piece of media made. Yes, there is alternative media, and we are strong and holding on to our integrity. But you know that every day your child is bombarded, smothered, covered with this stuff. And you're afraid it's going to rub off, that the AI, that this overt sexuality, that this search for fame at all costs will move your child away from their divine source, from their spiritual connection. Disable their thoughts, will interfere with their knowing of their entire spiritual being. This is the battle. And what do you want? You want to be able to, despite all of this, you've become aware. You understand the levels of this playing field. You are beginning to, the depth of the indoctrination, the extent of this spread through authoritarian structures of an ideology, of ideas, shaping our very thoughts and actions. You are aware of this, and what do you want? Deeply. You want to be able to produce an environment where your child feels balanced, where there is peace. Oh my goodness. Where there is happiness and stability for your child to find themselves, to be able to hear their inner being speaking through, to know what to spend their time on, their attention, their energy. You understand that the entire learning system is an indoctrination. Some of it is quite nice, quite useful, but it is a skeleton placed upon us. This you must know, this you must learn. If you don't, failure, horror, homelessness, death. What you want, of course, for your child is that they are strong in every aspect of their being, physically, health, socially, beautiful interactions. Throw away the computers, let them speak to each other, feel each other. You're longing for that. You want this imaginative creativity to be pouring through and out, expressed by your child, not just in the arts. Mathematics is an art on itself. But you know that when this from the inside comes through, your child blossoms and flourishes, and there is this delight and joy. And I know you're finding it hard to produce this balance. What can I do to be an equal and opposite, fascinating offer? I have so much competition, is what you're saying, from this hypnotic media, which is everywhere, and all of your child's friends are indoctrinated in it. How can you give your child something equally fascinating, equally stimulating, thrilling, satisfying? How can you little parent there, you even doubt your ability to hold them to an academic standard that is going to help them, because you understand that technology is moving at such a rate that what we learned at school is nothing like what they're having to learn now. And can you even comprehend the extent of the technological interweave that is going on in their learning? So many fears within us, and always this doubt for our child. Are they getting what they need? And most of all, it's Am I doing this right? As a teacher, as a parent, am I giving them enough? Am I providing enough? Have I done the right thing? Trusting. It's so hard because you're the one going against the tide. You're having to trust and follow your intuition, your inner knowledge. And you'll probably have waves of relatives, family, partners, friends, all questioning you, doubting you. How on earth are you going to hold to what you know? Yes, you and your child may be together in this collaborative knowing that you have to be the creative, true, imaginative beings that you are. But how do you stand there in this storm? And most of all, the thing you have to counteract is this. What if I haven't given my child what they need? How will they be able to thrive or even survive in this world if I am doing something different to the rest of the world? Will they have a chance? We are the ones we have been waiting for. You know that. Hopi Indians. You know somewhere you have to do something different, a lot different. You cannot sit by any longer and watch this erosion of your child's self-knowledge, trust. You know they are facing so many darknesses from these things that are going into our bodies and have been for decades since birth, to all of the agenda coming at us from left, right, and center. And you know it's time. You have to take an active role. You can't bear it anymore. Even if it was just for yourself, you can't bear it anymore. But most of all, you cannot bear to see what is happening to your child as they start to shut down and lose that bright spark. You know that's not right. Society, as we know it, is falling apart and no one is speaking about it. Apart from us, yes, we weird ones, we alternative thinkers, we awakened beings. The thing is that there isn't yet anything to help you. There are a few things. So you may already have embarked on the homeschool journey, abandoned that system because you couldn't take it anymore, the effect it was having on your beloved child. Or maybe you're a teacher and you said enough, and you've become the private practitioner, having children come into your home or teaching them online. The thing is, most of the homeschool programs are still teaching a curriculum. These subjects you must learn to this level of understanding with this agenda. We are still perpetuating the curriculum. And that is the matrix authoritarian structure curriculum, which has sought to keep us in this oppression and remove us from our spirit, our spiritual guidance, our knowing, our protection in God, our creativity. You might have purchased or trained in Montessori. Great stuff. Help me to help myself. Or maybe Steiner, the Waldorf schools, Waldorfschule, depends where you are in the world. Systems created to give a child a different experience with nature, with themselves, with choice. Still, however, systems, very tightly regimented and pretty darn dogmatic, imposed upon us. And what I'm advocating is something else. What else has inspired you? The Anastasia books. I bet you've read those, The Ringing Cedars, written through a man, Vladimir Megre, designed to inspire us to something else, to reawaken something in us, to remind us of what this experience as a child should be, what learning should be, an adventure of discovery. You might have looked at where the successful entrepreneurs of our world learned, how they studied. Most of them came through the Montessori system because it was teaching self-directed learning to an extent, autodidactic problem solving. Without some authoritarian telling them, they created a sense of self-esteem. But that wasn't enough because most of those entrepreneurs subverted themselves into a system for fame and power and success. And you know, that's not what you want for your child. You want their spiritual being to be the leader. Now, in your own childhood, you would have had more freedom than you can give your child now. Most of us were allowed to go out and play, to the woods, to the end of the street, to the grubby corridor where all the junk was stored, to dare things, to experiment, to speak with each other. Now what do you see? It's communication through a little device which is emitting a massive radiation frequency, interfering with your own. You're seeing counts of social likes and this external validation day after day after day. And we were mucking around with bits of wood and wheels and mud and tree houses and making up games and sewing stuff and doing stuff, experimenting wildly, some of us. And you remember that and you know the value and you want to give that to your child. Oh my gosh, do we even have the time for this anymore? We're struggling to keep ourselves above the breadline. Everything going up in price, more and more. You're away from your child. How are we going to do it? Yes, it's a nightmare. The biggest obstacle we face is finding the energy, the power to trust ourselves, finding the alignment with our own spirit, to quietly trust that we are doing good things, that what we are doing is good. Confidence, trust. A lot of what I teach and work with and offer you is to help you, to really hold you through ideas, through my energy passing through as ideas to you from this state of doubt, which of course we're in. If you are the black sheep of the family, the one moving forward, of course, this holding, moving from doubt to hope, doubt to knowing, that's what I help you to do. And that's what this teaching allows your child to maintain before it gets taken from them. I offer you key skills to maintain this connection, to reactivate your knowing. Lots of different tools and skills, fun games. I've moved into it from the performing arts. Oh no, actually from architecture into the performing arts. A huge gambit from natural systems to human systems. My own story, I was suppressed and oppressed. Oh yes, I wasn't allowed to speak, wasn't allowed to have an opinion. I was encouraged to be bright and excellent. And then I didn't get the same A's as my brother. Oh, shocking, awful. And I was demoted. I've been through it all. That's why I've taken the last 37 years of my life, directed it, probably even longer than that, to exploring, going within, always spiritual knowledge, spiritual connection, deeper, and analyzing everything I could find, all of the educational systems I could find, all of the mainstream, all of the alternative, looking, researching, asking, working with children in research programs, teaching them, listening, interacting. All of this has come forward into these offers that I want to share with you. We are going it alone. We are creating something, the new earth. Our children are the ambassadors of that. They are the inspirers. We want to hold their energy that way. Allow them to keep unfolding and blossoming and not have their wings clipped. So what can I offer you? Well, good old one-on-one consultations. Just a general, come to me, we'll go through what you're worried about. We'll go through your hopes and your dreams. And I will encourage you. Now, professional encouragement, yeah, of course it's a consultation, it's an analysis. My mind work with my spirit, and we can find solutions, give you encouragement, give you direction. A very good one-on-one consultation, just orientate yourself. I want to do something different. What do I do? How do I do it? Where do I start? One-on-one consultations. Then, I love this thing. I offer a 2-year, spread over that time because we need to digest and practice, a 2-year teacher training. That's for you, parents, and for you, teachers. Either you're working already in an establishment and you know you want to add, change, redefine what you're doing, or you want to create your own school, your own community school, in your own home, who cares? So teacher training in all aspects of the child, of you, and how you prepare the environment. And what is the learning I'm talking about? Self-directed resonance learning in the prepared environment. The other thing I offer you is for your child to come to me, either in person, less likely these days, through the computer. Actually, you can do a lot. And I have performing arts, the fun stuff. Performing arts are the tools I have used to enable children to reactivate and access their inner beings, their imagination, their creativity, to hold and reinforce that connection of trust, to trust the little ideas that come into their mind, the feelings that they're aware of that they dare not express. I've used acting, singing, dancing, writing, script writing, songwriting, composition, improvisation, all tools to allow the child's energy to flow through so they can see who they are. And I can do one-on-one consultations, one-off if you like, or a whole program, just as I would teach a child in a school over a term. In any of those specialities, I've loved them and I've worked in those for the last 17 years specifically, acting, singing, and dance. I can give a talk to you or your group, to a school, about this new learning. 180 degrees turn to where we were. Authoritarian structures dictating a curriculum upon us. All of us the same. Hive-minded or creating a space, an environment, socially, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to enable the inside to come through. Self-directed resonance learning, resonance with the spirit, with each other, with the environment. I can give a talk, and I like to do that because it's fun. And my final offer, which I, of course, also love to do, because I only do that which I love, because I understand the power of joy. If I give to you and I give big energy, because I'm quite fiery, it's wonderful to have joy flowing through my experience. So I can work on a one-off, looking at your home environment, seeing what you have, showing you how you can repurpose and reuse and redefine, restructure your physical environment. I studied landscape architecture and architecture first. Well, performing arts were always with me since a tiny. I actually sang before I spoke, but then I studied it. And then through the study, I went into the child psychology and the educational policies, brought them all together. So I can work with you on identifying and restructuring your home. Let's just call it interior design if you want, but it's designed for learning. We can do the entire house and create it into a multi-level learning experience, experimental based. There are so many ways. You just need to tweak and redefine. You can also add, bring in color, bring in much more texture, natural materials, unstructured. That's the ability to create experiential play. We can entirely transform your home, your school, a room. These are my offers. Contact me, send me an email, tell me what you want. We'll price it up, we'll discuss how we can do that. And I cannot wait to work with you, because we want our world to be full of love and joy and awakened beings. We, in connection with each other, with our soul, our spirit, our source, our creator, and with all of the animals and the natural beings and elements of this planet. This is our true inheritance. I'm here to happily run, skip, jump, and sing with you to get that there, to bring that into being. I am Dr. Isabel M.A. This is Inspiration at the Speaking House.